part 2 of this video, you guys, because I accidentally stopped it. I'm just not willing to do it all over again. I'm sorry. Okay, so this top part that we were just talking about, this little like silver band part, this actually needs a Phillips head screwdriver. So you'll need a flat-headed screwdriver and a Phillips head. I'm going to leave it playing just because I don't want to stop it. But this should only take me like a second. Okay, so that screw is going to go back into that little container my other screws were in. Don't worry about not being able to tell the difference. You'll be able to tell the difference. One, because these are Phillips head, not flathead. And two, there's a certain number of them. So like this one only has 2 and the last one had 3 screws. Okay, so now that that's unscrewed, this little plate part is also going to come out. So far these are both of the pieces that you've unscrewed. And, well, I guess all 3 of the pieces that you've unscrewed. So the top part is going to look like that. You'll see there's even more screws. Yay! So you have to undo these screws as well. And I'm not pausing this video again. I'm sorry, you're just going to have to sever through the length of time that it takes me to get through this part. Okay, so this one also requires a flathead, not a Phillips head. So I'm just going to undo that if I can. There's coffee oil in them, so I might not undo these. I don't want to hurt my fingers on this grinder either. You know what, these aren't coming undone, so I'm really not going to worry about it too much. So I'm not going to undo that part. There is some coffee oil kind of around it though, so I would dig out all that coffee oil for one. Dig it out. You can still use the flathead to do that. So once you dig out all that coffee oil, yeah, dig it out. I'm going to tilt it on its side again and use that brush to brush everything out of it. I didn't like the sound that made, that crushing sound. Brush, lay it on its side. I'm also going to get all of that espresso out of here. Just use this brush to get everything out that you can, including out of this part. We're going to clean this other container part here in a minute. So using the brush, you're going to get all of that loose espresso out of there. Getting it out, kind of. I hate this grinder so much. Yeah, that pretty much did the trick. You won't be able to get it perfect, but at least you'll be able to get enough of it. I'm going to use that wet rag that I had before to kind of wipe around it and like inside of it and stuff. So like I'm going to get the sides. I hate that crushing sound that it's making. It's really disturbing me. So this little grate part just came off the back. That goes on the back of the grinder there. Sorry, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, sorry, so back to grinder cleaning. I was wiping it down. I'm just going to wipe it off everywhere. All that coffee oil. At least it'll grind beautifully when it's done. I've made a mess. It's going to make a mess. It's just kind of how it goes. This little part just came off that foot holder where the puck goes. Back So now that that's cleaned out, you're going to put it back together. I'm just going to keep wiping it down. Make sure you're putting things back in the right order. I can show you what order I'm going to do it in real quick. Okay, so when I'm piecing it back together, this is going to go back with the 2 screws that it came with. Those are the Phillips head ones. So that'll go right like that. Then I'm going to screw this back in. That just twists right back in there. And then this is going to go over that little piece, and then you're going to screw those 3 screws back in. So I'm going to pause the video again. Sorry to keep pausing on you guys. This is a long process. And then I'll show you what to do after that. Okay, really quick for reference, because I just made this mistake. I don't want any of you guys to make this mistake. This little black thing in the back that fell off here, that has to go back on if it falls off before you screw any of the other stuff down, because it'll screw over the top of it. So just make sure that that's in there the right way before you start screwing things back on. Okay, so as you can see, I put all of my grinder parts back together. They're all clean. They look pretty nice. So the last part of the cleaning process, I'm going to use this big old boy. Slap them back on there. You're going to measure out 2 little spoonfuls of these grinder tablets. I'm going to see if I can find the spoon that I'm looking for to do this. Oh, there it is. I'm going to do 2 of these little, getting them everywhere. That's obviously going to have to be rinsed out again after you do this, so don't put your beans back until this entire process is done. Yep, just like that. This might make a very unpleasant noise, so just beware. Oh yeah, it's still recording. Okay. Oh, I forgot it wasn't plugged in. Put that back in. Okay. Oh, that did sound really unpleasant. So if it sounds like that, that means those grinders aren't grinding together because this setting is no longer where it needs to be. So you're gonna put this little tab down and twist it. Here, I can't do that with the same time as holding the phone, but I'm going to push that little tab down and then twist it until yeah, so I'm going to twist that a little more. Nope, too close together. You'll have to do this too when you get your espresso. You'll have to readjust. Really bad. I don't like it. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this video while I do this. So I took the lid off. It was making that noise because there's nothing in it now. It ground all the tablets. So once it's ground, it's gonna look kind of like that. So all that white stuff is the cleaning product. So you're gonna have to use some beans. So pretty much after you use this cleaning product, you have to put beans, run through it. Ow, what does my nose hurt? To run all the cleaner out of it. Sorry. Okay. To do that, I wouldn't use like our espresso smooth. This is really expensive espresso, so I'd use like the black velvet maybe, because it's the second closest thing to an espresso that we have. So if it gets a little bit in there, it's not that big of a deal, but it's also not as expensive as the regular espresso. So I think I'm gonna put like 2 small cups of the black velvet in there to run through. You pretty much want to grind until you don't see any cleaner in it anymore. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, okay? Nope. Okay, we're going in the right direction. I'm twisting it to the left until I get, yeah, kind of the result that I want. Here, I'll let you guys see what's going on here. So all that white stuff that's still coming out is cleaner. I'm going to keep shaking the beans in there until all that cleaner comes out. Okay, so it's kind of starting to clear out here. See if I can shake it more to the right side. Yeah, I think once it goes through these beans, yeah, see, it's pretty clean. Yeah, and then I'm going to shake all that out of there, obviously, so. I'm actually going to use the small one. It's also got a really fine grind, so I may not have to adjust the machine too much after I'm done with this. Alright, that's kind of the last of the black velvet beans. Yeah, that's pretty clear. I'm not seeing any cleaner in it, so that's how you know that's probably good to go. So I'm just going to dump my bucket of beans back in there. I'm going to take another wet rag and kind of clean out the inside of this thing to get all that cleaner out there. And then I'll show you guys how to adjust in a different video. Readjusting your grinder after cleaning is really important to make sure you're still getting the espresso shots you want to get. So cool, see you guys in the next training video.